Eric's been out basically sick, since he had that last game we played was Saturday. He was sick that morning. Probably didn't realize the severity of it. At the time, didn't know he didn't eat pregame. He was trying to push through it and probably hide it, but that was Saturday. Today's Thursday. He got to feeling better on Monday, but then he got really sick again Tuesday. He's better today. Today's Thursday, so hopefully his worst is behind him. He won't practice full speed today, but at least we'll have him out there some.
When you talk about the margin for error of the team, foul trouble, injuries, and then sickness too.
We haven't been including sickness as one. We've been including foul trouble, injuries, and margin for error mentally. If we put sickness under injuries, can't we? That's what that is? Okay. It's all small margin, like you say. Through a team, through 30 games, you're going to have some. We've tried our best to avoid the injuries the best we can through practicing some, the way we adjusted practice. The sickness part, you can't avoid that. It seems to be something a little bit of everywhere now, just a little bit everywhere. Can't keep it from happening. But one thing I know, when it happens, ain't nobody going to cancel no games or feel sorry for you. Got to keep finding ways to get ready to play. Mike?
Rick, the two games last year with Marshall, and I specifically remember the visiting game. You got there early, and you had a lengthy visit with Coach D'Antoni. And I can tell there's a genuine respect that you have for him as a coach and the way his teams play. What is that respect you have for his team?
Well, he's an old-time coach. He's been around for a long time. He was a high school guy forever. Known him back when he ran the Beach Ball Classic. That's one of the old basketball tournaments over at, used to have it at Hilton Head, one of the better tournaments. So then he got his break as basically a college coach. So I've known him through the years that way, and it's very obvious his teams, they play different kind of style, and they do something as well as anybody in the country. Shoot that three-point shot. And if you'll remember last year over there, the first half we came out and played well. Got a lead on, I think went up 14 early in the game, and they cut it back, went ahead by halftime, but then the second half they just went off. Set a school record, hit 19 threes. And again, we got no chance to make 19 threes again. So, they're difficult to guard just like they were. Elmore's, he's a load. You look at his stats are not as good shooting the basketball, but he's made up for that in his ability to penetrate and get to the rim. He's averaging about 10 free throws per game. That's a bunch of free throws now. A bunch. And he's so crafty with that ball in his hands, far as making passes, making you think he's going to pass it and keeps it in dribbles, and, his ability always to shoot it. He's very difficult to defend. Different than maybe a Bracey was. Bracey's got that extra gear of quickness and speed just to the hole. You don't have to guard that jump shot quite as much. This guy, you got to guard all, and he's really crafty, with his abilities to score multiple different ways.
Is there a number of three-pointers, like you hold them under a certain number that you have a better chance of winning versus?
Well, here's what I do know. If they make 19, we got no chance. I can answer that part of it. I don't know if there's a magic number. We don't need them to be over their average for sure. For us to go in there and win on their home court, you got to keep them below their average, to have a chance to win. And again, we got to find ways to make them pay around that rim a little bit for us. We can't go in there and, naturally we want to run, but it's a fine line. You either got to run and score early, or you got to be efficient enough to control the flow of that game some. We can't get into a run, quick shot, a wide open quick shot sometimes against them's a bad shot because it leads to transition again. And again, we're not better than they are doing what they try to do. Naturally, we want to run too. But again, we got to be very smart and control the flow of the game the best we can to take advantage of getting the ball inside some.
Coach, having a full week to prepare for Marshall, I know in weeks past you said you haven't been able to do as much as you want in practice normally. Having that extra time off to prepare for just one game, have you been able to do things a little differently in practice this week?
You know, you don't start preparing for opponent all week long anyway. We don't do that. Because we have a little more time, we'll probably start today some. Normally start on Friday and have a walkthrough Saturday, again 2 days. Unless it's something a team really does different. For a really pressing team, you may throw an extra day of working against a press. So it's really not as much of them. It's about with us again. As I've said it, we can't practice the way we want to practice. I mean, we can, but I don't know who's getting on the bus. I want to know who's getting on the bus the best we can. At the same time, keeping that balance of keeping some conditioning about us, keeping us fresh, because we know these guys got to play minutes, and again, finding ways to get better still. So it's a very delicate thing that we have to deal with.
Talk to your team about being an underdog or a favorite or any of that stuff?
No, what are we?
You'll probably be underdog.
I would think so. I never talk about it. Those kids you guys talk about and the kids look at in social media, they understand it more than we do. When you go on the road, you're underdog. I can just tell you that. You're on the road at third place. It's a difficult place to win. They have good crowds. They draw good over there. And probably in the league, help me with this, just thinking back to last year, the one game on the road last year, they probably had more people than anybody else in the league. Would that be a correct statement? Like we were there. They had a huge crowd, and so it'll be a Saturday night game again. It won't be a whole lot going on in them streets as cold as it's going to be, so I'm sure everybody's going to be inside. So they've got a good team. They got an exciting player in Elmore, and like I say, Piva's a different kind of guy. 4 guy plays 5 that is a different matchup type of guy too. So they got a really good team.
How about Tyler Miller this year? What has he added as far as his energy, his defense, the different things he does, not just in games but in practice too? A valuable part of the team.
Well, he's been a lot more valuable in practice than the games. I don't mean that to be negatively, but it is. It's his value. He's a guy that brings energy every day. He's a tough young man. He's kind of like Mustafa some, gets the team going. That's kind of his role in practice, to set the pace out there, energy and toughness. And again, that's a role he's in, and that role is a very valuable role. We need that role. If we didn't have that role in practice, it'd be more difficult for us. But he's a guy that's got good ability to defend, and he's a tough young man. He's tough.
Rick, I think this could lead into you wanting more and more fans here when there's home games. But since Saturday, I've had a number of people come up to me that were from the Med Center Health event and just thought it was great. Our board game, you're in there with them, and I guess my question is, I know you got to win. Wins are the bottom line, but this is a team that has been winning. But fans really take it to them. It's a likable team, and the coaching staff and you. And what does it mean that you and your players have touched a good nerve with the community?
Well, first off, back to that Med Center, Connie Smith again did a terrific job. Just not her willingness to buy those tickets. She financed an event ahead of time over there, and it was a great event. I don't know if you guys were in there. Anybody in there? Anybody in there? Where's y'all at?
I had food.
Okay, y'all was eating already. I was going to say free food. I knew you was free food in one of the other places, so hey, you had immediate free food, okay. But it was a great event. There was a lot of people there, a lot of young kids, and again, that's what we want. We want this whole community to get behind this team, no matter who we're playing. Come watch us. Don't come just see if you're playing Louisville or whoever it's been in the past where there was huge crowds. We want to get it so that they're coming to see us. And our team is competitive enough that no matter who we're playing, they don't mean we're going to win every game, but no matter who we're playing, when these fans come here, they believe we got a chance to win, whoever it is we're playing. And again, I do think this is we have good people, number one. Good kids that people can relate to, and hopefully they are exciting at times, because you never know what we're going to do. We can do some bad things, and sometimes that for a crowd is exciting. But in the end of the day, the bottom line is you got to keep winning. You got to win. You got to get W's. But I do think this, and I think our fans appreciate this. These guys are. I think everybody's embraced a little bit the situation we've been in, having basically 7 guys or 8 guys, and for the most part, I can look out there every night and see these guys are giving everything they got. And again, as a coach and as a fan, you want to win every game, but at the end of the day, as long as you feel like you walk off that court, laying between the lines, getting everything you got, at least you can hold your head high and live with it a little bit.